Hi guys, my name is Kier, also known as Hobokiki, and today we're in my Hobonichi cousin, my baby, my pride and joy. This time we'll be doing a little bit of a peek through my weekly section and my daily section. I'm just going to fill out a couple of things here in my weekly section. This is how I usually work, anyways. So I'm going to mark how many hours I slept and how productive I felt. And then I'm also going to mark my mood. I was in a decent mood, so I gave myself a 7. I know you're like, how can you tell the difference? You will once I get to Tuesday because they will have different varying lines. I'm marking whatever kind of to-dos that I got done. Um, I really have nothing going on this week. So this is like the worst week possible to show you guys how I use my Hobonichi cousin because today, we're living in a boring week and that's okay. Sometimes it is what it is. So I just added some habit trackers to my to-do list since, I really have literally nothing going on. I did succeed in alternative day fasting. It was easy peasy, and I did exercise today. And I also am almost at 10,000 steps, but the night is still young, so I'm not going to mark my steps yet because I know I'm going to get up there some more. Moving into my daily section, we are going to use the same stickers that we used in my weekly section, which was from Robin's Planning Nest, as well as the Giving Girl and the like ethereal looking girls from Tailor Made Creative, and then this washi from Simply Gilded. If you want to see my daily section, or excuse me, my weekly section set up, I do have a video for that. I'll link it in the description. I used to put these videos together, but it just made more sense with everything to just break them apart again. So that's what I'm doing, but I'll link them together. That way you can watch the weekly and the daily section because I use the same stickers. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, how are you guys? I hope you're all doing good. I know there's a lot going on, but hopefully you're doing good and taking care of yourself and feeling great. I really do like these cloud stickers. I love the colors and I love the shape. I did want to take this blue one because it was the darker of all of them and add the little raindrops here to make it look like it was raining. It's so cute. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. You guys already know, my OG subscribers already know what time it is. So it is what it is, just a wee bit sleepy. So if I sound a wee bit sleepy, just know this recording took place at what time? 3 o'clock in the morning. It's when I have, time to myself. So it just is what it is. I do feel like everything that could go wrong went wrong this time around. It is what it is. One of my tabs, they stuck to the page, so I had to rip it off, and you'll see that. And then I accidentally wound up putting washi in the wrong place. You'll see that too. But see, here's me fixing it. I kind of like tore it all the way off, but you know, it is what it is. um, it's still fine. And then this is when I noticed, that I'm going to want to cover the dates, but then I realized that I put the washi in the wrong area. This can't be here because it'll have to be washi that's reminiscent of the stickers that I'll be using for next week so it can match next week theme. So luckily it came off relatively easily. Um, I did decide that I'm not going to use all of the pages because I do have May coming up, and you guys know how I feel about that title page. I don't like splitting one week amongst that title page. So, oh my gosh, y'all hear this cackling bird? I don't know what kind of birds these are, but they be driving me crazy sometimes. And they're so talkative and they like never sleep. It's like, please, please go to bed. They're just random birds. I don't know what they are, but they just be driving my nerves, girl. They do. But anyways, what I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you know how there's a title page for each month, but the Hobonichi splits the weeks up. So the week that falls on the next month, like it gets split up, and I hate that. So I usually just force all of one week to be on one page, or excuse me, before the title page. I'll force it all to be before the title page, and you'll get to see that as well. You see how I do that. But yeah, now I'm just adding clouds to these pretty little girls. They look so cute. I love this girl right here. She's actually my favorite. Oh, she's gorgeous. You can't tell me she's not. And then for this rainy day one, I did want to add this girl because she looks sad. She looks, you know, she looks a little sad. So it makes sense that she's the one that's getting rained on. She just look a little somber. And then, of course, I clipped off whatever little stickies were showing on the side. And then I am going to just add some more here where I can. I think I'll add this girl. She's cute too. I love her little cloud fro. She's adorable. She's like my second favorite. And then we'll add some more clouds. I haphazardly cut that, didn't I? Well, you can't tell. So I like having them like emerge from the clouds. There we go. I think that's so awesome. This one will go up here and it's fine. Usually I don't like where, their bodies are cut off without having a box, but I do plan on making my own box. So that's what's going to happen here. We'll add some cloud stickers again to make it look like she's emerging from the clouds. Basically the same idea for each page. Now, I am going to talk about my nails real quick just because I promised in the last video I would. I hate them. I hate them. I was testing out an idea. I wanted to do the Totoro rainy day theme where the girls were waiting at the bus stop with Totoro, but see, I learned something though, so I can't be too mad at them. I drew the sheen on the nails where the big sister is holding up May. However, I forgot to like invert it, and so like it's not lined up correctly. And so if you look at it, you can tell that the balloon, not the balloon. Why did I say balloon? The umbrella part is like so messed up, so janky because it does not even connect because one part of the umbrella that's supposed to be on the right is on the left and it just looks a hot mess. So, oh my goodness. After this video, I definitely ripped off those nails. I'm not gonna lie. I learned something new though. I now know for certain scenes I do have to invert it when drawing it on the press on, but yeah, I can't wait to rip these off and put on some new nails. I already made some new nails that I can't wait to wear. They're so cute. Like, they're so fun. It's just like, to me, they scream summer, but I know we're not quite at summer yet, but they're still just so fun. I can't wait to get to them. That was it. That was it. I just wanted to complain a little bit, but I did learn something that if you're going to draw a scene that goes across multiple nails, you will need to invert it sometimes. So that, it just is what it is. Right now, I'm drawing some boxes here. These boxes aren't new. I've been doing them for a while. Yeah, these are going to like be my separation of like how I journal, because if you're new here, hi, how are you? I do journal in multiple ways. You hear the cars? How people up this early? Well, I guess I shouldn't be asking them because I'm up this early. But anyways, um, I do journal twice. So the first journaling section would be like what happened that day. And then the second journaling section is like the prompt from the Coffee Monsters Co. And I just answer that. When it comes to drawing these boxes, there's no rhyme or reason really. It's just like what works best for that page, for that layout. It just basically the boxes tell me where to go. I don't think about it. I just look at the page and see where a box would go, and I place the box there. And it's really as simple as that for me. But yeah, just kind of think of it again like you're using a box sticker. Like, where would you put a box sticker? And just follow your gut with that. I like to make sure I have half and half it. So it doesn't have to be exactly half, but there should be a good amount of writing space in both the box as well as the empty space. So that is what I essentially be looking for. Usually the bigger space will get like what actually happened for the day. So if I wanted to add some bubble letters or a doodle, then I have space to do that. So as you can see on the 23rd, there's a huge amount of white space there, and that's just going to be space for me to bubble letter and to like doodle. And then here, because I am going to squish like next week into this or before the title page. So, if you have a Hobonichi cousin or use the Hobonichi cousin or watch my Hobonichi cousin videos, there's a title page. So May is coming up. So there's a title page. And I want to squish all of next week before that title page happens. So I'm going to squish a few of the days together for the weekend in order to give more space for next week. Hopefully that makes sense. But again, you'll see it play out probably next week. You'll see exactly why I did this. But yeah, so I'm squishing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all together on this page. This will actually be the prompt page. And then to the right, where you see that gigantic cloud, that's actually going to be like the weekend page, is what I'm labeling it. Anything noteworthy that happened on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it'll get journaled about on the blank page that you see on the right. So, yeah, this is what I do when I squish weeks together. This is this is how I work in my Hobonichi cousin. I kind of just Frankenstein everything to make it bend to my will, and it just worked out for me. So, yeah, as you can see, I stuck some washi at the top where the date was because obviously won't be using the date since it's 3 days on one daily page. And then I did the same for the page on the right because, again, it'll be 3 days. So there's no point of having the date there. So I just covered it with a cloud. So I just add my doodles here to give the boxes a little bit more oomph. Not necessary, but definitely when you're using a highlighted, or not a highlighted, a more like softer color that I'm using with this highlighter, I recommend it at least when you're using softer colors because it helps to stand out more. So yeah. And now I'm just writing weekend in the worst script ever. I can tell that I need to practice again, but it is what it is. So I could just jot about the weekend there. Moving back to the page that we're on, the 21st, we are going to take the highlighter, just drag it across the page once or twice or maybe 3 times depending on how many lines I need, and we're going to write down the prompts from, again, Coffee Monsters Co. So yeah, that is what I'm doing now. I I really like adding these because on the days where I really have no clue what to write about, maybe the day was really just that bland. I like to add these prompts, so there's always something to write about. And you know what? They're actually pretty cool because sometimes there's really goofy, right? Um, they're very goofy and, not too serious. And then some days they do get a little bit deeper. And so, you know, it makes me think. And I like that as well. So it's a great variety. It's not just super goofy questions or super serious questions. There's a good mix. So she did a good job curating the questions for the journaling prompts. I was kicking myself in the butt because I did not do this recording as soon as I wanted to do the recording. And, I wanted to have this video up for you as soon as possible, which would be Monday morning. But I think it's kind of cool to have this video come up on Tuesday morning because then you can see like how I journal for Monday as well. So that way it's not really just a setup video because for the longest, my quote unquote plan with me's weren't really plan with me's. They're more so set up. So you just saw how I set it up for the weekly section and the daily section. And in cutting these videos in half, now you can see the plans and you can see the journaling. And I kind of like that idea. So now you can see a page of how I would journal. And yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that too. So let me know if you like it like that. Let me know if you prefer how I had it. Girl, you're just going to have to tough it out, though, because there's a lot going on with my phone right now, which is what I'm recording with. So, um, I don't know if I can go back soon, but if the general consensus is to go back to how I had it, then, one day we'll get there. That's what I'll say. One day, just not anytime soon. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the journaling section now. We are going to work for Monday since it is currently Monday as I recorded this. The box section, I am going to write egg rolls because my kids, well, it was mainly my daughter, like begged me to make hamburger egg rolls. I don't even know why I'm calling them hamburger egg rolls. They're really cheeseburger egg rolls. And technically, they're not even cheeseburger egg rolls. They're cheeseburger wontons. Now, before you look at me telling me that I bastardized the egg roll, it wasn't my fault. I prefer the Asian inspired, the Asian flavored, egg roll, the regular egg roll. But my kids, they like the cheeseburger egg roll. I made it once, and that was like a year ago. And they have been asking me to make it again since. So, of course, I can't say no, especially since it's been that long. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and surprise them. They have been asking me since then, but I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and make this. So I made the cheeseburger egg roll, which is relatively easy, Well, it's easy, but it's a process because you have to do all the wrapping. And then I have my groceries like picked up so someone else goes shopping for my groceries, which I like and dislike. Pros and cons to life, to everything, right? Um, it's convenient, but then like they be effing up the produce, like they pick the jankiest produce ever, and then I asked for egg roll wrappers, and then when I opened the bag, I received wonton wrappers. So I made cheeseburger wontons, but then I realized, oh, I could just stack them together and shape a larger diamond and then make the egg roll. So that's what I did. I did at the end. I winded up stacking them together and making a large egg roll, and that worked out perfectly fine. Now, my youngest son, he is picky. So when he heard it was cheeseburger egg rolls and not regular egg rolls, because he likes regular egg rolls, he was upset. So he did not want to eat. And then I told him, please just try it. Just try it. And why this boy try it? And then he started asking for more. I'm like, thank you. All you had to do was try it because you never know unless you try it. And you know what? He liked it, and I'm proud of him. And he asked for more. And it's like, it's fried food. It's not the healthiest, but it's fried, okay? Most likely you're gonna like it if it was fried correctly in clean grease. You're gonna like it. It's just hard not to. Now, the prompt for the day was, what is a wake up call you recently had? And, I have a dark humor, so I don't know how much I can talk about what I really want to talk about. But my answer was that the world's going to end. Like, and it's just, I guess it's like something that, me and my people just be talking about. And then the Pope died recently, so I just talked about that. But I'm just gonna say, if you know, you know. That's the best way to put it. Um, but I swear I'm not a tinfoil hat girl. It's more so when I say the world's going to end. I mean, eventually it will end, right? Because everything comes to an end eventually. But I don't mean like a specific date or anything. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's too early to even try to explain my logic. So you guys will just have to forgive me. Write about what you want to write about. I follow the prompts mostly. I think I do, yeah. Mostly I follow the prompts, but sometimes the prompts lead me to think about something else, and then I'll start writing about something else. And that kind of like works, As long as you're journaling, then you're doing what you're supposed to do. And it's not even like what you're supposed to do. You could buy a Hobonichi cousin and use each page to just draw on each page if that's what you wanted to do. Just do what makes you happy, girl. Right now, I'm just writing that it's week 17, adding that at the top, and that's it. This is how I journal in the daily section. If you like this video, please feel free to like the video. If you dislike the video, feel free to dislike the video. It's whatever, bro. Stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.